Sounds like a good
Okay,
start.
I hit start streaming. I think it's working. Yes, it's working. Hooray!
Wow. This is the 10th studio album by The Cure.
Man, it's went so long.
Almost done.
Almost there. And this is the the hardest one thus far.
It's gonna be the easiest to talk about though, because we don't have to talk.
Yeah. We're just
Yeah.
gonna compare stuff unfavorably to things and then laugh. Man, what do I even give for backstory for this train wreck?
I don't know.
Well, after Wish, after the fun, halcyon days of Wish, the truth is, Robert Smith's, alcoholism, drug abuse, and attitude stuff just got worse and worse. And I'm about to sneeze. Yes.
What the heck did your screen turn black?
Oh, don't quit being so needy, Jaws. Yeah, keep going, Michi.
Okay. So, the band kind of walks out on him following the Wish tour. Boris just goes, never seen again. Pearl, or Pearl. I've been calling them Pearl this whole time, but I'm unsure because I think they changed their name legally. I apologize. Yeah. Also leaves, so that's really fucking. The band just lost its fucking limbs, essentially. Robert is almost on his own. He fired Lowell, on Disintegration. Just him and Simon, basically. And we started to see shades of this. Part of why I was so harsh on some parts of Wish is because it really fucking telegraphs what's about to happen. Where on some songs there, he's kind of started to not give a shit. He's kind of been a bit more lazy and kind of just like going on auto for some of the lyrics and some of the songs. And that's all over this album. And he just spends these 4 years after the tour just basically doing anything else but really writing good music. He's going to parties, he's involved with lots of projects, XFM, all these things. He's just trying to figure out what to do. They're trying to find a new drummer, so this album has 4 fucking drummers. We're all completely different. It's just a mess. It's not a formula for a good album, and as you'd expect, everything goes wrong. Added on top of this, in 1993, Lowell Tolhurst, who was fired, sues Robert Smith for all he's fucking got, out of anger.
Did he win?
No, he did not, and it cost him £1 million.
Did he have that much money?
No, for the next 10 years, all the money he would have made from his rights in writing Cure music was diverted into that. 10 years. Yeah, not good. Robert was also extremely upset about this. He had some raging live shows around this time. He's obviously mad about this, and he's in his mid-30s now, and another problem around this time, it's kind of a dumb thing to mention, but all the partying and stuff really caught up with him. And not so much the up to Wish. A lot of the Cure's appeal is the pretty boy, lead singer and his aesthetic and style and stuff. And now he has a beer belly and is not looking so hot around this time, not taking care of himself. He just couldn't stop. He couldn't stop acting, living like he was in his 20s when he was 35. And the result is this album, which really damaged the Cure's legacy. In every way, it was a critically fucking just slammed, flopped completely. All the live shows were fucking disasters. Just nothing here to appeal to people. It comes out at just a terrible time too. It's 1996. Like, the music world is completely different than it was in '92. Now it's all Britpop, grunge, and all this different things. So things have moved on, and the Cure have become an old band, and Robert Smith has become an old man. And it's annoying. Like, and it's not because he got older; it's because of the way he acted. Like Bowie and other guys got old, and it worked for them because they had the right attitude toward it, and it wasn't what Robert was doing. Yeah, that's pretty much the best blurb I can give.
When you
on
say
this
the
thing.
right attitude, was Bowie making good decisions? I don't really know.
Yeah, Bowie. Well, for one, Bowie like scaled back the drinking and drugs as he got older, and he remained, attractive and healthy throughout. Secondly, he kind of went and turned from like making songs that had been more sort of energetic and hip in that way that he used to, and went into more somber, more like finessed, mature territory, which is what something should happen with age. He handled the like that arc really well. And
What did he
people-
make in '96?
well, I'm not saying David Bowie is 40 or 35 in '96. I'm saying that's
No.
what
Like,
Bowie
I'm just.
For example, Bowie's big thing was like during the 70s, right? But then during the 80s, he has this big resurgence, even though he's like much older, where he gets like hits with like Let's Dance and stuff like that. I don't know much of Bowie's output during the 90s, but even as an older man, like everyone loved Lazarus, his last one he did before he died in 2016, for example. And he's always been a big star. Man, this, yeah. So shall we?
Yeah, let's get.
Jump
it.
into this. Okay.
Yep.
Well, I put on this album, and it opens with "Want." Oh,
Mm.
and
I
right
say,
off the bat, I
yeah.
have problems. I don't think this is a bad song. I see why they chose it as the opener because it's definitely one of the stronger things on the album.
Yes.
But and massive issue I have with it is I think it's like trying to kind of this album it's like trying to be a bit like Head on the Door or Kiss Me. Like those albums had very frantic like track lists. They had various genres, but those hang together in a way that this doesn't. And we'll get more into that probably. But I see this as them trying to recapture that opening from Kiss Me, The Kiss, which was this great big, like rising, kind of epic guitar heavy piece, which is amazing. The Kiss, I love The Kiss, like one of my favorite Cure tracks ever. And there's two problems with the song. One is his singing is already like noticeably different. Like he sounds like he's kind of doing an impression of his younger self. And my other big problem is this is around when the Cure stopped like having these very intricate, interesting guitar melodies, which was kind of like a signature part of their sound from the stuff like Fascination Street and The Kiss and all that stuff. And this he's just content to just have this loping, meandering fucking 2-3 note like just like fucking cyclic riff that just is uninteresting after a bit. Like they try and cover it up with some guitar solo stuff, and Perry Beaumont, who joined kind of the last album and was like that roadie I mentioned last time, kind of became the guitarist. He's pretty good and stuff, but like it just doesn't like hold together in a way, and it kind of pales in comparison. If you put this track on almost any other Cure album up to this point, it would be one of the weaker tracks. Yeah, that about it annoys me, but I can stand this track a lot more than I can. This one is just irksome instead of embarrassing. So
Yeah.
it's still pretty good, but I definitely have my problems with it. Like, yeah. What do you guys think? That means green, I guess.
I think I wrote it was really trying my patience with those starting sounds.
Yeah.
Where it's just kind of needlessly annoying and aggressive at the beginning.
Yeah.
I think some of the synth is kind of good. Like, I enjoy it when the synth comes in, but for the most part, this was just kind of boring.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
It's more layered than most of the tracks on here, which
It's actually like a problem, like that I noted down. Like it has too many instrument and effect
I think
layers.
yeah,
and
I think I
it's
agree.
too chaotic.
That's what I mean. Like they're kind of like trying to cover up that there's like
Yes.
that it's kind of like a skeleton of a song. So they're like, I'll just throw, the bare. Like if you listen to like the demo of this, it would be so simple. So they're like, oh, let's put a bunch of like stuff over it, the kitchen sink this, and see what happens. And I mean, it's not excruciating agony, but man, it's yeah.
It's pretty bad agony though.
Well, the kiss is like 2 minutes longer than this or more, and it feels shorter. Like because the guitar riff is constantly morphing and evolving and warping into this different fucking melodies and shapes, and it's like you're transfixed by it. And then it also has like one of my favorite like lyrical couplets that come in, and it just fucking builds itself higher and higher to this explosion. And this thing, it is like a rising melody, but it never like really goes anywhere. Feels like, have you guys ever heard like those YouTube videos of like infinite rising note or infinite lowering note, where it's like a
shepherd's tone?
Yeah, it's like it's like an auditory illusion where it seems like something is constantly rising. That's like what it feels like, because this like it's just like the same riff, but it kind of it's like a crescendoing riff, but then it just like kind of peters out. It's like, okay, where are you building to?
I mean, for me, this is still the best song on the album, even if it
says a lot.
if it were on a different album, it would not be. I do like the bass and the bass tone though. That's pretty fine. Drumming is decent.
That's true.
Rhythm guitar is way too repetitive, and even though it got stuck in my head, it's basically like the Jack Sparrow meme. Like it's the worst rhythm you've ever heard, but I've heard of it.
I've heard of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the lead guitar is not very present, but when it's there, I kind of like it. I do like the vocals and the lyrics for this one actually. And I already said that it has like too many instruments and effect layers that make it just chaotic. And if they have cleaned it up a little more, I would have liked it even more. Like I think this is, I kind of almost like this song.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, that's also like become a prevalent thing, starting a tiny bit on last album with songs like To Wish Impossible Things and Apart From Me, where it's like I think at certain points he's just like, that's good enough, and that's not something that used to happen. Like songs felt much more worked on and polished, and they knew when they were like ready, like, okay, now this is good, that's perfect, we don't need to change anything, we've put on all these things that have made it work. But with a lot of songs around this period, it feels like they're like, okay, it's not terrible, release it. Like, okay, it's a song. And it's like, okay, I expect better of them, that's all.
It's all downhill from here.
Yeah, this is the toughest stretch of songs one of the toughest ones I've subjected myself to willingly. But yeah, jumping in with Club America has to be one of the worst fucking Cure songs ever.
I wrote "fuck off" with that intro.
Oh man, it's so bad. Like all throughout this album, he's just like desperately trying to like have that like sexy fucking swagger he once had, and just be like, yeah, wow, blah, blah, blah. Talk about how much he's fucking drinking and fucking and shit. I don't fucking care, dude. Like, just some rich, famous old guy showing off about like, yeah, man, I still got it. Fucking, you don't.
No.
And Club America, I don't know what the fuck is going on with this fucking song. The vocal performance is fucking atrocious.
Yes.
He's like doing this like baritone, stupid, like fucking club singer, just a joke. Like, and the Bowie thing is like prevalent here because it's like he's trying to do like a faux Bowie impression on some of these songs, and it's like you just don't got it, man. And that was never part of your appeal. You can't just choose to be like someone else and be like, yeah, man. Bowie sings like this on some songs, and for him it works. Like, yeah, he was a lot younger and it was a different time, and the instrumentals were way more worked up than whatever the fuck this is. Yeah, just a fucking such a lame song. Like, I cannot understand. Like, imagine showing this song to someone after you just played them like some of the best Cure songs. You go from like Lullaby or Disintegration or even just like the pop hits up till now. Even the fuck then go to this. It's like, what? This is the same person? How? I don't want to talk too much about it because I'll just spend the whole time just going fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. But yeah, I hate this song. I don't like anything about this song.
Tell us how you really feel. Why don't you?
You're in love with the song.
Like your dad getting fucking drunk and singing at you. Like, stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you guys think?
The only thing that is kind of interesting is the guitar, and even that one is like too shrill and clashes with the tone of the rest of the song.
Way too much fucking wow in this.
Yeah. Vocals suck, lyrics suck, and yeah, there's nothing else.
Yeah, man, this album, okay, this is like silly, but the top, I like the top like more. I didn't hate the top, but it was like, yeah, but the top has like songs that are just like, oh, this is kind of silly. But he's like 24, and there's still fun stuff in them, even if he's doing like a silly experimental way of singing. First, you can tell he's just like kind of going for it, and he doesn't really. He's kind of like hedging his bets. He's like, he also thinks it's a bit silly. He's like kind of joking. Here, you get the idea. He's like serious, and he like thinks this is cool, and he's like, oh yeah, man, we're gonna do this fucking thing where the album's all different styles and stuff. Like, that's so fucking lame. And yeah, the top has like good songs on it too. Like, you know, Caterpillar, Dressing Up. Like, it's cool. It's got that cool 80s sound. Like, even stuff that is like silly. Like,
it has this fun electronic stuff. Sometimes.
It has like Middle Eastern sounds that are a bit like obvious, but still they're not like completely ridiculous. They're just like kind of distracting, you know, and it's also short. It's like 40 minutes, and you're like, okay, that's fine. I don't mind listening to the top. I'm never like, oh god, make it stop. I am with most of the songs on this album are just like, I just go between like laughing and crying. Like,
yeah, we laughed a bit during the listening party.
Well, what can you do, man? Yeah. What do you think of Club America? Also, the name is fucking stupid.
Yeah, what does it mean?
Michi has successfully what's the fucking word? Suppressed that the song is called Club Americana, not Club America.
Wait, I wrote Club America too. Michi,
it says Club America on Spotify. I didn't fuck up.
Am I the idiot?
Yeah, you did it.
No.
I mean, it would be weird if we both made the exact same mistake.
On your list, you also wrote bear as in the animal, which is funny.
Oh yeah, that's true.
That is Club America.
Anyway, yeah, Green, tell me how much you love this.
I think it was not Club America as in like a social organization in America. It was club as in clubbing baby seals. Club.
One of them is called America. Is it like Raising Arizona? Like there's a baby seal called America?
Yeah.
Cool.
This was something.
Yeah.
I just
Also,
I don't even
like,
have anything to say about this. It was just a bunch of noise. I was just kind of bored and mad, and then just skipped to the next song.
Mad, yeah. Real quick, how much of a as much as I like made fun of not make fun of, but like criticize Want, how much of a fucking dick slap is it to be like open with Want and then jump into Club America? The sequencing is also just terrible on this album. Like there's no fucking through line, just jumping from one stupid idea to the next.
You could just like not have the song. Like you don't have to hide the worst song behind one of the better ones. You could just not have it.
Like this album doesn't have to be 14 fucking songs. It's like he's just like throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks, and he's like, I'll just throw them all in there. Maybe someone will like a couple of them, and I guess I do, but like it's a fucking album. I'm not listening to 14 songs for like 2 or 3 like good ones. Oh, yeah. Yeah, let's just jump into This Is a Lie. Continuing with the silliness. This is like lame in a whole different way. The whole time the listening party, we were just referencing the Renaissance men. Like this is just the Renaissance fair like fucking dance. It's just and the singing is so like affected in that like just like just embarrassing way. I just keep saying lame and embarrassing. That's what it is. But it's like it's that like
Boring.
mellow. He does like a melodramatic way of singing, where he's like, "Oh, this is so the saddest thing," and it's like, no, this isn't sad. Homesick is fucking sad. Same Deep Water as You is sad. This is like the lyrics are just fucking like just like nothing. Just like completely vapid sentiments. This is a lie. This is the truth. This is yeah. How did you? He just has like massive writer's block, and he just like, and no one told him, or he just didn't care that people were like, dude, this album, this is a bunch of like, just like half baked, dumb idea songs. These would be bad as like. These already as B-sides would be like lame, let alone as like album tracks. Like, come on. Oh man, I just hate this thing. Yeah. What do you guys think of This Is a Lie?
I like the strings.
Yeah, I wrote it's just kind of boring, just another sad song. It's like we need a certain number of sad songs on a Cure album.
But when you say just another sad
cool,
song, you are not saying this is like comparable to some of the sad songs from other albums.
Of course not.
Oh, come on! Even you can tell that, like, fucking,
even I
if you were
can
like,
tell.
Yeah, even if you didn't like Prayers for Rain or even Trust on the last album, which I was like harsh on, is way better than this. Like, this is just so fucking like annoying. Like this, the way even the strings are annoying on this. They just like keep going. They don't stop. There is an ambient mix of this. I didn't include it on the playlist, which was a B-side, which I like significantly more. It makes the song like bearable. Jaws, you might enjoy it since you like some of the string arrangement. It leans harder into that, and it has less vocals and singing and stuff. Like that's what I have to. Yeah, I know. But yeah, that's like noteworthy. But yeah, I don't care for this at all.
No guitar, no bass, and too repetitive and too boring.
Mm-hmm. My thoughts exactly, fellows. And just when you think it couldn't get any worse, oh boy.
Yeah.
The 13th.
Okay, I'll stop. Yeah, 13th. I'll lead. My first note was inCUREable.
Yeah, totally. That's a fucking marimbas, mariachi band, and as if the main like verse structure wasn't like just like annoying enough. Like, it's so silly. Just imagine a fucking mariachi band and Robert Smith just like fucking cavorting in front of it, just doing a half-assed singing. Then the like chorus question mark where it goes into like this mad like trumpet chicka thing.
I kind of like that, but
I hate that when that comes up. Like the swell into that, I'm already like I'm already like preparing myself for like an attack. Like, I'm like covering my head. I'm just like getting ready for to just kick the shit out of my ears. Like, yeah, I don't know which one I hate more, this or Club America. It's fucking close. This was a single. Yeah. What are the Cure up to now? I like the last album. Oh no! This come on the radio. Oh yeah.
Cure.
Anyone else have anything to say about this?
I mean, it has some good ideas. I'll actually say now what I noticed with this album, like my unifying theory of this album. It felt like a lot of the songs on here is they started writing pretty conventional pop songs, and then they went, oh wait, we're the Cure, fuck, and they took Cure sounding things and just kind of stapled them on haphazardly.
such as a mariachi band.
Exactly.
But I don't see anything like that sounds like The Cure on Club America or the 13th, aside from not even him, because he's not doing his normal singing voice. It doesn't even sound like him. So I don't see that with that. And maybe this is a lie. I could kind of see that Strange Attraction a tiny bit.
I guess what I mean is like, hey, is they're just looking at it going, this isn't creative enough. Let's just add some goofy sounds. Let's just hit the buttons at the top of the synth.
Occasionally they'll have like
stuff,
a mildly interesting melody, but it's like, okay, but they're like seasoned musicians, so it like makes sense. Like, okay, Robert and Simon obviously this is their first fucking rodeo, and the drummers they're bringing on are not like bad drummers, and Perry Beaumont is also a good guitarist, so it makes sense that they would like they know how to like make a melody or two that aren't like atrocious, but the way that they just like put them together, it just becomes like this just lame song almost every time. Ugh. Yeah, Jaws.
No, I think the trumpets are fine, and as I said, I kind of like the chorus. Yeah, but nothing else. Like, not my taste.
No. I mean, the thing with this kind of music is the people who do this type of thing well, that's all they do, you know? Like, they're like a mariachi band or like this style of music like musician, right? Like, it's very weird for a band that has never done something like this to, and I'm not saying like they're not allowed to experiment. You know, every Cure album usually brings like a new sound that they're playing with to the table, and they add new elements into their music, and that's why people love them so much, because they're like kind of kaleidoscopic in that way, where they can have completely different sounding songs. You can, you know, Friday I Would Love, Close to Me, Fascination Street, Lullaby, say fucking The Kiss, 100 Years, Meat Hook. Like, there's a gigantic gambit of different sounds and styles that they've like played with, but those work better as little accents and flourishes, kind of the way they did early on with like Killing an Arab and stuff, than like let's actually just make like a lounge singer crooner song, or let's make a mariachi song just as a base. It's like, no, should be like, oh, I kind of like these little influences, I'll sprinkle them on. But it's like the whole meal be made out of the spices.
They did not exactly the same thing, but similar thing better on Kiss Me, Kiss Me, Kiss Me with like Hot, Hot, Hot.
Oh, totally. Yeah, like that trumpet, that like trumpety like that's also like a kind of a club sound, but it's like a kind of it has a totally different vibe. It's like a dark, like, I don't know, like 1920s club or something like that. Like it's very strange and still kind of like weird in a Cure way. It's not trying to be so bright and poppy as this. It's kind of has like a little bit of, it's got that weird edge to it. It's like, it's kind of like a Madhouse thing. Yeah. And I love Kiss Me, but yeah. Oh boy. Okay. Strange Attraction. This is Renai Circulation.
Yeah.
That's all I could think
reminded
of.
me of was the first Bleach OP, like the chorus. It's like a slow down.
My note is it sounds like the starting village in an old Japanese RPG.
The instrumental, dude, not even that. It sounds like an RPG Maker RPG. Like I just imagine a little character like walking out the grid, just being like, it reminds me of stuff like Reciteer or something like that, where it's kind of like Indian low budget RPG. Like this ain't a soundtrack like Chrono Trigger or Final Fantasy. This is like some low budget, like little twinkling stuff. I hate this one marginally less than the last three, because it's so like,
it's not terrible.
It's like so silly and cutesy that it like makes me grin a tiny bit, but I'm grinning as much at it as I am like with it, because it's like, it's just so silly and like I just don't understand. Like, it just sounds wrong. Yeah, like it reminds me of like girly anime openings, like like magical girl shows and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's just dumb. It's just dumb. Like, it's indefensible. Even if I hate it like less, like if someone says this song fucking sucks, I'm gonna be like, yeah, because what can I say? No,
I'm going to admit this song has kind of grown on me.
Yeah, like
I-
it's got an annoying like infectious quality about it by being so like silly, but it's like light and bubbly enough that it's not as like it's not as pathetic as some of the other efforts, but yeah, it's still bad though. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I found myself listening back to this one, I think more than any of the other songs. It's not necessarily the best, but I think it's definitely one of the better ones, just because like it's fun. Like at least it has something going on.
Yeah, at least that's a similar way too. And
Like
this
I
one
can,
kind of got stuck in my head. The chorus kind of got stuck in my head for a while, like strange attack, like that thing. It was like stuck in my head.
I can actually
I mean-
imagine circumstances where I would play this song on purpose, like if I was making an RPG, for example.
If
Which is not
this
true of most
this
of them.
could have been worked into a good like
Yeah.
We could have
like
made
one
that,
of
yeah.
one of their like softer twinklier pop songs, similar to Caterpillar or Close to Me, something like that. Yeah, but as it is, it's just not trying hard enough, really. It's like a silly goof. If this were like some old B-side that like it's kind of forgotten, like I played You Guys Throw Your Foot that one time. That was like a silly song. But it was fun. Like I feel like this could be like a little silly B-side I might listen to occasionally. Yeah, like, I don't hate it as much.
Hmm.
Pretty
Yeah.
much. Jaws,
Yeah.
do you have anything else to say, or should we move on?
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing I like about this song. Basically, I don't like the drumming sound. Like bass and guitar is too boring. Even though I don't like it, it's not super terrible. But yeah,
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Yeah. Oh boy, Mint Car.
That one I like even less.
Yeah,
That one's
I also
terrible.
like Mentcar less, and it's trying really fucking hard. That's what pisses me off the most about this song. It's like trying its hardest to be another hit pop song single, the way Friday I'm in Love was, and it just falls flat because there's like nothing there. There's no clever wordplay and lyrics like there was in Friday I'm in Love. Instead of having a fun, memorable riff, like I know Jaws doesn't like about like Friday I'm in Love, but he still probably thinks it's better than Mintcar marginally. And like that's a worked up like proper like kind of iconic pop song. Mintcar is just like trying super hard. Like the guitar is fucking crazy and just annoying in its brightness, like just trying to go all over the place. The way he's singing, the lyrics are all about joy and sunshine, and they're just like they really are childish, like a child wrote them, like literally childish. It keeps like it just brings in like more annoying riffs, like that loping guitar like thing in the middle. It just can't. It's just like it's trying to go like at full speed to distract you from the fact that it essentially is. It's just boring. Like this is a stupid song. No one likes Mintcar. No one remembers this fucking song. You go look at like the Cure's most listened to songs. Like no one cares about this, and it's just being like we need a single because all the songs are stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's meaningless. Like all the stuff he's singing about is completely meaningless. It's just talking about brightness and sunshine and being happy. Ugh. And I'm not happy. I'm sad. I'm sad listening to this, knowing this is the band that I like. Ugh, brain.
I have nothing to say. It's just it wasn't painful, but I just don't care.
Yeah, no one cares. It's true.
Guitar is okay, bass is okay, vocals and lyrics suck, and yeah, it pretty much sucks.
It pretty much sucks. They should put that on the single, like on the case for the single. Is probably the best review I ever got. It just pretty much sucks. Yeah, Mintcar. Okay. Yeah, let's just skedaddle over this inconsequential song. Oh, hang on. I have to go to the door.
Oh no. Quick,
I
we
hope
need to
it's not
badmouth
Robert
him
Smith
while he's gone. Yeah, Robert Smith with a gun.
with a gun. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, he was listening in.
Yeah. What opinion specifically would make Robert Smith want to murder Michi?
Not sure.
Okay. Man, you know it's hard, Jaws.
Sorry.
Oh wait, he's
Sorry.
back. Damn it.
My
What?
mom needed her key. I didn't know she was gonna show up. Okay.
We were. Did you hear what we said? That we
Yeah, it's
I-
fine.
it might be Robert Smith
Yeah.
with a gun.
Robert Smith, he's come to kill me. I'm sorry, Robert. I still
Yes.
love you, but
Yes,
this was a bad period for you.
Yes. Michi's like, I knew it would be Robert Smith, or possibly anyone else who's ever met me. But okay, moving on.
Moving on to, man, this is like the definition of boring.
Yes, this is the one that you forget. That's
Yeah, Jupiter Crash. First of all, it's stupid. Just not right off the bat. It's stupid conceptually that he's writing about like a meteorological event that happened. Like
Yeah,
in the
that was
news.
weird.
Like that. Like the Cure have never done that. Why is he doing this? It's so like indicative of writer's block, right? He's like desperate for ideas, and he hears about something or he experienced something. Is like, I should write a song about this, and it's like. It's just this fucking nothing.
He just picked up a newspaper. Was like, okay, what have they got?
Yeah. What if they got? Oh, this Jupiter thing. Okay, I have mild boring feelings about this thing, so I'll write like the most just going through the motions, guitar strumming, slow fucking. Man, the song does not deserve description because it is so uninteresting. Like really, like you forget you're listening
at
to a
this moment.
song.
I don't remember what the song sounds like, even though I have notes on it.
The Jupiter show? It's just like guitar slow acoustic guitar going.
I have a note that says I like the guitar, but I cannot remember.
After you listen to it, you forget you've just listened to it.
Yeah, also
it has a mind wipe effect.
Yeah, also this song, it's like the name of a Cowboy Bebop episode.
Ah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah,
Good
it
point.
could be. I'm helping.
You are.
Does anyone else have anything to say? I mean, is there anything to say about Jupiter Crash?
No,
It's
man.
just boring and you forget it.
And then, round and round. My note is kind of fun start, not painful.
I don't like the song very much. At least it's very short. It's just like I don't hate anything about it, but I just find it like, well, it's like an AI wrote like a silly pop song. Like it's just like it checks all the boxes in being just like a light little silly song, but do I care? Like I don't come to the Cure for this.
Initially, I thought it did like it. Like I do not know if it has only a bass or only a guitar because I cannot distinguish it in this song, so it's weird. But whatever.
It has a jangly guitar, but it's low down. They're playing ching 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 sort of thing.
Yeah, I couldn't fucking tell, and that was weirding me out. I think like, the drumming is decent on it, and that's it. It's okay-ish, but I don't care about it.
Great. Anything?
No, I don't.
That's fine. I don't blame you for not
Can
having stuff to
we
say
just
about songs
breeze
on
through
this
the
album.
boring ones? Like we don't need to spend 3 hours on this.
I mean, we're not.
We're going fast this time.
We're going pretty fast. Gone. I also hate this one. It's like a jazz one with like.
I don't mind the instruments.
I do. I don't like the tuba or whatever it is.
Yeah.
The tuba sax horn thing. It just annoys me again that when they try and do these silly genre things.
I think this one works more than like 13.
I mean, it's slightly better than the 13th, but I still think it's crap. I don't even want to talk about it. I don't like it at all. I think it's dumb. Oh, and also putting exclamation marks on the end to try and be reminiscent of Kiss Me. Don't do that. Only Kiss Me can do that. That's because Kiss Me is really fucking fun. You listen to Why Can't I Be You and you go, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good song.
It is. It's better than anything on this. Okay, cool. Green, do you like Gone? Probably not.
No, I have no opinions on it. In fact, I forgot to write down notes for this one.
I kind of like the lyrics, which are just about depression and whatever. Vocals are decent. Like, I think it's sort of decent. It's one of the songs I like more on the album, but it's not great. Where do I have it? Like at number 7.
Okay. Well, I won't fight you. Moving on to Numb.
Yeah.
I kind of like the song less the more I hear it, honestly. It's still like top half, but I think the strings are too over the top. Like, they're the most memorable thing about it, but at the same time, they're really going for it. Like, they're very shrill and like in your face and really trying to get your attention, which kind of annoys me. It also annoys me thematically that this is a song about Kurt Cobain's suicide 3 years after the fact. Like, it's not like they were friends or anything. Like, they didn't know each other. Like, okay, he's heard of him, but that, again, that's a weird thing for The Cure to write a song about. They've never done that. Like, they've never written a song about someone else in that way. And he's just like, oh, heroin, isn't it sad? It just like the way also in which he's like kind of describing it is kind of like obvious and just sort of like if you ask someone to be like, oh, like what's so sad about Kurt Cobain's suicide? Oh, it's, you know, I'll make those lyrics like
he was in love with a drug.
Yeah, like it doesn't sound terrible. Like that's like what makes it better than like the worst. Like the, you know, all the bad ones we've just gone through, but it's still, I wouldn't, if this were on any other Cure album, it would be like maybe probably the worst track on that album.
I think it's okay, but I don't like
but
the saxophone during the chorus. It's not good. Yeah, guitar and bass I kind of like though.
Okay, it's okay. Great.
Yeah, it's an okay song.
I thought this one was was fine. I mean, I wasn't judging it with
this one is more
context
tolerable.
Either.
Yeah.
I was feeling, I don't know, I was feeling a little anxious from the lack of like the plinky string thing, so I was glad we got some of that. It's just to me this felt like Cure standard. I'm sure both of you are gonna shit your pants and stab me for saying that, but you know, whatever.
I mean, do a lot of Cure songs have violins in them?
Yes, all of them. Anyways, Return.
Yeah, right. Like 3.
Man, the starting of Return sure was annoying.
Yep, it sure is. Yeah, this one, keeping with the Monogatari theme, this one is Marshmallow Justice, I guess. Like the chorus is just like this silly trumpet.
Oh wait, never mind. It's great.
Thing. Well, I think the guy who made the Monogatari openings is a secret fan of this album.
Really?
No.
Although
I really don't see the Renai circulation thing that you saw with what was it?
I sung it over Strange Attraction, and it was beat for beat.
We
exactly
had,
the
you,
same
we had
notes.
you muted. It makes me think of like Doki Doki Literature Club more.
Sure, something like that. But yeah, the trumpets are just like kind of like Mint Card, just like trying to have all this, you know, fun party thing go over. I don't like how on this and Gone and stuff, or especially on Return and Round, he's kind of like singing about like his hips and like sexy stuff like that. It's just like tone deaf. Like, who are you trying to make this for? Like,
all the
no one's gonna think of you like that. Yeah, just nothing. I don't care. It's one of the least memorable things. I'm just resigned.
I'd say drumming is decent, trumpets are okay, but instruments are like too muddled together, like you cannot distinguish them from one another. It's just a weird mix where everything just becomes muddy. Yeah, I don't really like the song.
I feel like Robert Smith is just full of himself.
He is. That's part of the problem. Yeah. Green, you want to say anything about Return?
I just did.
Okay,
that's what I got.
Well, at least okay. This is. It's not worth sitting through 11 mid to bad songs to get to, but this is the best double a little bit in the album. Trap and Treasure. Head and Shoulders for me. I really like Trap. It's a good song.
Yeah, it's one of the better ones.
It's got a really fun like swing to it. It's like kind of alt rock in like a modern way. It's kind of reminiscent of the best stuff from Wish, like open and cut. It's not as good as those, like of course, but at least it's at least giving me something. Like,
yeah,
and I enjoy it. He's just like, and he's also not really trying to put on like crazy theatrics with his singing. He's just kind of like singing how he used to. Yeah, lyrics are not like great, but they're fine. Like, I enjoy them. Yeah, it's got enough stuff going on. Like, again, like I was saying bad stuff about the other songs, but this one has like enough stuff going on, and it has like a pleasing melody. You can just it's got a good hook. It's got all that good stuff. It's a good Cure song, which makes it like the best thing on here.
One of the best.
Yeah,
I thought it was fine, but even if it's better put together, it just kind of goes against my taste, so I don't have anything useful to say.
I do like the guitar. The bass is a bit too boring. I do like the guitar. So this is like a guitar-centric song. It has two guitar solos. Both of them are good. I kind of like this.
Which is something that's missing off a lot of these songs. In retrospect, Okay. And I really like Treasure too. I'm not sure which one of the two I really like the most. This one, it could have been like more kind of worked up to be even better, but as is, it's a good effort. And it reminds me of the last album we had, To Wish Impossible Things, and me and Jaws both said that it kind of seemed like an unfinished kind of a demo-y sort of thing where it could be very, very pretty. And this one is very beautiful in parts. The melody is very nice. It has that like lullaby quality to it. It should have been the closer, frankly, just end on Treasure. It's a very nice, relaxing like song. It's got enough, again, it doesn't just like stick to one little melody. Like it has like lots of layered interesting little things. Got the violins, this like marimba sounding thing. His singing again is good on this. He's just like kind of being passionate and confident in a way which he's not on a lot of the songs. Yeah, I enjoy this. Like, songs from this album I would listen to outside of it easily would be like Trap and Treasure. So I'm glad they kept these two on the album, because almost all the better stuff they decided to jettison for some reason and put in the worst stuff.
Yeah, Treasure was one of the 3 or 4 songs I thought was okay. It's got a nice tune, nice, rhythm to it.
Yeah, it's calming in a good way.
This song did drive me a little fucking nuts, because that do I don't even know how to do it, but that plinky little riff.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I was convinced I'd heard it somewhere, but I couldn't figure out where.
Yeah, that is annoying.
I think I've actually heard that riff in like old gospel songs, and I was trying to find it.
You mean the yeah, I think I mentioned that during the listening party. I was like, this sounds like something I've heard before. Yeah, that is annoying.
I did spend some time trying to figure out what it was reminding me of, but
use Shazam.
Yeah, but it was fine. It was one of the better ones.
Yeah, it's pretty. I like it.
I'd say strings are okay, bass is okay. I do like the guitar, but it's not a bad song, but I just don't really care about it. Like, I have not much to say about it. I can barely remember it.
This would be like one of the more mid tracks on most Cure albums, where we just be like, oh, that's a good one, but I don't especially like it. But here it's like, ooh, breath of fresh air. Like, it's like, this is my respite is like these 2 songs that I'm like, okay, the worst is over. And then it ends with Bear, which is just a boring, like, so it's just an interesting, and it's so long. Why is it so fucking long? It's like 8 minutes of unstructured, meandering, just like it's not really a song. It's just like playing musical instruments for 8 minutes, just like generally, like it's like trying to fill a room with just like background music somehow. But this and Jupiter Crash are really like snooze fests. Like,
Yeah.
they're trying to be soulful and touching, but he's not doing it in an honest way that he used to be able to before, because you can tell he's like half-assing it. He's not committed to this. He's just kind of like strumming along, be like, I'm Robert Smith, people will like this song. And it's like, no, I like the stuff because it was like emotionally resonant with me, and it reminded me of things in my life, and it touched, you know, parts of my brain that respond to certain emotions. What emotion am I supposed to get out of this? That you're that you're playing the guitar? Okay.
Someone needed to tell Robert Smith, you don't understand. We like your music in spite of the fact you wrote it, not because of it.
It sounds like improvised. Like, it sounds like someone handed him over a guitar, and he has like a backing band, and they're like, oh, could you just like kind of come up with something on the spot? And he's like, I guess. And he's like so talented. We know that he can come up with such like interesting, unique, lasting music that it's just like silly to see him just go through the motions like this. It's like, okay, I don't care just like about anything you do. Like, that's insane. Like, it's like if a painter you really like scribbled something on a napkin and handed it over to you, and you're just like supposed to like it as much as the stuff you put effort into. It's like, okay, you're not trying. Yeah.
I don't like the keyboard. Guitar and bass is okay, but a bit too quiet. Guitar solo is also okay. I also don't like the strings, and yeah, it's too long. It's just boring. I don't care about this.
Yeah. I don't either. Well, great. That's the album.
The
3 out of
main
10.
album. Yeah.
Let's get on to much more interesting territory.
Slightly more interesting.
Well, yeah, okay. In comparison, yeah, it makes these songs seem better than they are, actually. Yeah, we didn't mention, but Burn was one that it's only released in the soundtrack in '96 with The Crow, but it was written earlier, like '93, I think, while Boris the drummer was still in the band. And it's, you know, it's more. This has never been like an amazing Cure song I really love. Like, I know some fans are really into this. Like, it's the first time they heard of The Cure was like on the Crow soundtrack or watching the movie or whatever. And if the song is actually in the movie, I haven't watched the movie, so maybe it's just in the soundtrack. But this is like an all-star soundtrack that had like Stone Temple Pilots and Nine Inch Nails on it and stuff like that. And The Cure was like the biggest draw. Like, the CD has like, it contains the hit single by The Cure, Burn. And it's a good song. It's strong. It's I like the chorus. The drumming is outstanding, and it's interesting. And like most of the songs on this album, like, it has enough stuff going on. It's not like it's never gonna be a favorite Cure song. It's not one I listen to all the time. But if it comes on, I'm like, ooh, Burn. This is fun. Yeah. Green.
I thought it was fine.
Yeah. Every night
I think it's too repetitive with the lyrics. Like, there's every night blah blah blah, every night blah blah blah. They are too repetitive.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
I don't think the lyrics aren't very good. I agree.
Yeah.
They're just
the effects are fine. Drumming is pretty good. I like the fast bass. Guitar is too quiet.
Yeah.
Worried. Yeah, I already talked about the lyrics.
It feels
I do like,
at least. Yeah.
I do like the sort of guitar interlude or solo section. That's
Yeah.
nice. It's decent. It's not a favorite, but it's decent.
Well, heck yeah. And then we have a bunch of B-sides, which people were just like, you know, people even kind of overreact and praise them more than they should be because they're just better than the stuff on the album. It's like, it's so silly to include what was included on the album instead of most of these B-sides. Like, you know, I would take any of these songs over 13th, Club America, the This Is a Lie. Starting with Home, you know, it's like, this song is nothing special, like, but it still has a lot more work put into it and layered, and the singing works better than most of the album. at the beginning it kind of sounds like Play for a bit, like a lighter, cutesier version of Play. Then when it actually goes into the verses proper, it's a bit chintzy, but it's a nice enough song, relaxing. Not as good as Treasure, but I like it. It's got a little plucked strings in it. It's cute. I don't mind Home. Yeah.
Mm.
I thought a few of the little sounds were distracting,
Hmm.
but this had good things going for it too. You know, a lot of little layered sounds. I did notice the xylophone sounding thing. It was funny.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh yeah, which one had a cowbell? From
Cowbell was for the last album.
That was the last album,
um,
right? Because
The
I
Wish.
remember looking it up at one point.
Oh, it was.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
Okay. What do you think of Home, Joss?
I barely remember it. Like I have very few notes. Yeah, I do like
listen to
guitar.
remember, but once I'm listening to it, I'm like, this is
Wait,
pretty
does
good.
that imply that you did significantly remember all of the other songs? Because there were a lot of these I barely remembered.
We remember.
I mean, sure that
Yeah,
this is like the album where I probably remember least of the songs well. But yeah, of course, I listen to them, so I at least remember bits of it. But this one I hardly remember, and I have only a few notes on it. Like I do like the guitar and the bass, but the bass is too quiet, and this is like another song I don't really care about.
Okay.
Just doesn't hit me.
Yeah. Well, then we have Waiting.
Yeah.
I like I feel similar about it to Home. It's also like I like that it's like darker and gloomier, which is something that is definitely missing from the parent album. Like there is very little like that good like dolorous angst that, you know, stuff like Disintegration and a lot of the Best Cure stuff has on it. So it's nice to get something a bit more gloomy like this. I like I like the guitar a lot in this. It has like a very chorus reverby guitar that really kind of like steals the show. That's the main thing I like about it. So again, like a good song like Home. Again, none of these songs are going to be amazing, but
more than Home. Like this is a decent song. Like I do like the guitar and the bass in it, and the guitar interlude. Like this one, yeah, was at least memorable.
Yeah, it's got a sweet chorus. Oh, I remember it. This is the one that reminds me of like Cocteau Twins, like it, which is funny because he kind of like took that band. He kind of like advertised that band when they weren't so big and made them bigger, and now he's kind of like it's ripping off their sound a bit, but it works. It's got a sweet swooning sort of melody to it. Yeah, I enjoy this one. Green, what do you think?
Yeah.
Again, I thought it was fine. I noticed the lyrics a lot more than the music.
Yeah, they're good.
The lyrics are also
very sweet stuff.
Very, very
lyrics
heavy.
are better. I mean, all these are better than like most of the album tracks. Again, like I don't understand. Just put these 6 B-sides into the album. Take out the 6 worst songs from Mood Swings, and instead of a 3 out of 10, you have like a 5 out of 10. Like it would still be one of the worst Cure albums, but at least it would just be like, oh, it's just boring, that one. It's okay. It has a few good songs, instead of being like, oh my god, what the fuck is he doing? Like, what happened? Yeah. Then jumping into A Pink Dream.
It was like a little weird.
This song, I don't enjoy the verses at all, but I kind of am a sucker for the chorus. Like I really like the bridge into the chorus and the chorus. That kind of makes it work for me.
Yeah, that's the one thing that's
so it evens out to being about as good as Home and Waiting for Me. Yeah, I like the swell of it. It feels it's catchy enough. I mean, this should have been a single way above like Mint Car or something.
would have worked better, yeah.
Yeah.
Guitars, okay, bass is too quiet. Guitar during chorus and bridge I do like, and yeah, I don't really, it's like another song I don't really care much about. This is pretty far down.
I've got nothing, man.
Okay. Well, Jaws, why don't you tell me why you like It Used to Be Me so much? Or like,
Yeah.
relatively much compared to most of the songs on here.
Yeah, because I like the guitar and the guitar tone and effects. I do
Yeah,
like
this
the
is the closest thing to that like Hendrix sort of like smoky guitar sound that they have on Never Enough and stuff like that. Like, yeah, it's got some good pull off riffs and stuff like that.
Yeah, I also like the vocals, I kind of like the lyrics, and I like the guitar solo. This is just sort of my style of song. It's not like the best of that style, but
No,
it's there, and it's the second best thing on the album.
I would have. Well,
Wait, no, it's not on the albums.
Yeah, exactly. Well, actually, technically, the Japanese release, this is the 15th track after Bear, so you're kind of right. Without knowing
for
it.
the Japanese, I will always forgive the Japanese.
Yes. The only thing I have against the song is I think it's a bit too long. It should have been trimmed down to like 5 minutes. But aside from that, I appreciate having a harder rock sort of thing. I like the interlude in the middle where it's this very like gentle, kind of like swooning synth and string arrangement. Yeah, I appreciate the variety there. Yeah, it's a pretty fun, upbeat. Yeah, like that cool kind of rockin' sound from we got a bit of in Wish, and showed up a bit in previous albums. Yeah, it's good stuff. I mean, it feels like it should have been like in the middle, like the big middle song of this album. The way From the Edge of Deep Green Sea was like the longer one on.
Or it could be the closer.
Could be a closer, strong closer, like end sort of. Yeah, true. Yeah, Green. You think anything about this song?
I thought that the start was actually, it had some interesting ideas.
Yeah.
I feel like as it went along, it became more self-indulgent and annoying, and I was pretty sick of it by the end.
Yeah, you probably also think it's too long, as I do. I mean, it's almost.
Yes.
I didn't mind it in this case, which is nice.
It's
like
interesting.
It didn't feel too long.
Okay. Well, then we're almost done.
Almost.
Okay, we have Ocean. It's another one of these clutch. If I took like Home, Treasure, and Ocean, you could almost make like a mini, like if that had been like, I don't know, make Treasure a single and then Home and Ocean like the two B-sides. That'd be a nice little, they're all very relaxing or orchestral sweet songs. None of them are like, well, Treasure is pretty good, but the other two are good. I enjoy them both, and they're pleasant to listen to. I mean, they're not the Cure doing their best or trying their hardest, but I don't mind them as I do hate a lot of stuff on the album. Yeah, it's a fun little thing. Kind of sounds like This Is a Lie, but better, because it has like that violin, oldie timey rhythm, but it doesn't. It's not as over the top or obvious as the way This Is a Lie is. So it doesn't remind me of the fucking Renaissance Fair.
The Renaissance men, you say?
Yeah,
I like Ocean.
They're supposed to be in town real soon.
What do you guys think of Ocean?
Like similar to most of the B-sides, it's like just one that doesn't really stick with me and that I don't care much about. I think the guitar is okay, and the cello and the strings are also okay, and the bass, like with most of the songs on the album and the B-sides, is too quiet and too boring. Not much good bass stuff. On
production is definitely part of the lack of appeal here.
I think there's a good song in here.
Good way of putting it. I agree.
I wrote that it sounded like he started writing a good song, then had a psychotic break a third of the way through it, and then it devolves into just unnecessary sounds and bad decisions. And
that's what I keep saying. Like he just like doesn't care enough to work songs up the way he used to. Like you can really feel like some like the stuff on Disintegration or Kiss Me. Like even if it's a song you don't like, you feel like they really were like, they spent time with it. Again, I mean, it's not, the band isn't there anymore, right? Like there's a certain energy when you're with all your friends, the way he was on those two albums, and before that, where you're all contributing, you're all having good ideas, you're all being like, I really think we should change this thing or that, and he's kind of in control here in the same way he was on the top, and so it leads to a lot of short-sighted, questionable choices. Ocean could be better. Yeah, Home could be better, but
it's like George Lucas.
Again, like all the B-sides as a baseline are like 5 to 6 out of 10, whereas a lot of stuff on the album is like a 2 or a 3. It's like why make those the B-side? Make This Is a Lie and 13th and Club America dumb B-sides that suck. Stick these on there. It's just such a weird decision. I don't get it. And then we end with Adonais, which I looked up is a Mary Shelley book, a poem to Keats, and it's a portmanteau of Adonis and Adonai, the Hebrew
word for God.
Master.
By God. No, it's loved by God. Yeah. Yes. I really like this song actually. Like I had never heard it before preparing to do this podcast, and it was a surprise for me. Yeah, this I take along with Treasure and Trap as like my favorite stuff from this clutch. I really think it works better than Numb, like the rising like violin chorus. I like its darker, somber, almost like it's almost like a movie score. Like it sounds like a Hans Zimmer sort of thing. Like this, like very epic violin architecture it builds. I think the lyrics are pretty strong, reminiscent of older Cure stuff. I think his singing is on point. He's giving it like he's actually committed for once. Yeah, just really strong song. I really like this one. I was not expecting it. I've never really heard anyone herald it as really strong. I mean, people agree it's better than most of the album, but that doesn't mean much. Yeah, I really like this one. It's strong. Should have been near the end of the album, along with Trap and Treasure.
Maybe. I think the drumming is decent. I don't really like the strings. Like I feel they don't fit with the rest of the song somehow. Like it's almost like a different tempo. Like you have two different tempos going on at the same time. Bass and guitar are okay, and this is like another song I don't really care much about.
Okay.
Not that much to say.
But you agree?
I don't think I have anything helpful for this that you guys haven't already said.
Okay. You didn't find it any more noteworthy than the other ones?
It was one of the better ones, but it wasn't.
Yeah, it's a bit more complex than.
It still wasn't my thing.
Okay,
it's probably like
that's
seventh best song.
I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
Okay, well we made it through that. Thank you guys for putting up with that album. It's not a good album. Shame. No, only 2 more bad ones, 2 good ones.
Three more times in total.
Yeah, things we'll look up on Bloodflowers. Bloodflowers, as Chris Ott said, is an estimable redemption, as he called it. There's still annoying stuff.
It like that. It's estimable instead of estimable.
Yeah, he did. No, it's estimable. Is as correct as estimable. I've always heard estimable. But definitely a redemption for sure. There is stuff that is annoying and typical of like this older Robert Smith on Bloodflowers, but Bloodflowers has some really good songs on it, and even the less good stuff on it isn't as bad as the crap on this album.
I'm looking forward to.
So yeah, I look forward
to be disappointed.
I think you'll like it. There's a lot of like guitar. In that album for once, which I can't say for the 2 after that and this one. The bass is really strong on a lot of songs, especially 39. Yeah, I think you will enjoy it. And on a few of the songs there, he actually manages to get like a good wailing bellow singing the way he could on the best stuff. So it's gonna be good. Stay tuned, everyone.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
Okay.